stand tall. Words of blades that never fall. Debately warriors brave. Every thought we give and save. In the ring we stand tall. Words of blades that never fall. Debate like warriors brave. Every thought we give and save. Through the noise we cut clean. Spirited, mind sharp and keen. With a spark that lights the night. Join us in this epic fight. Welcome to the Spartan arena, where minds clash and thoughts gleam. In the heat of every word, truth and insight will be heard. Buckle up and take your stance. In this arena, there's no chance to escape the fight by law. Dive in deep and search for more. From heartfelt talks to fierce debates, we explore what fate creates. Side by side we seek the light. In the dark our minds ignite. Welcome talks to fierce debates, we explore what fate creates. Side by side we seek the light. In the dark our minds ignite. Welcome to the Spartan arena, where minds clash and thoughts gleam. In the heat of every word, truth and insight will be heard. Buckle up and take your stance. In this arena, there's no chance to escape the fight by law. Dive in deep and search for more.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's another Wednesday. How's you guys doing? Welcome to the Sparta H2 Network. In collaborating with CBN Tech Talk. For tonight's show, which is Wednesday, is for the anime online. So take your time, come in, get yourself ready, get your note ready. If you are a fanboy of Battleship Yamato, see if you will criticize it or we'll give it praise. So take your time. Hey, Eric, what's going on with you? How you been? He's gonna be running late again. I sent him the link in advance. Hey, Mariana, how you doing? How you been? I sent him the link to the show in advance. I'm hoping you got the presentation and everything ready. We are midway into the week. It has been a crazy week so far on a global stage. Yeah, I was watching something. Everybody knows who I am. I am CBM Tech Talk. I am a techie. I'm an anime junkie and a MMA junkie. I was watching Shouldn't be feeding up at all. Hey, everybody, I'm back. Everything okay? Put me a 1 if I'm still feeding again. I don't know how that happened. There could be some wrong with the connectivity issue on my end because I'm dealing with a PT with a 40 power supply. So I'm thinking that was going to be the fluctuation of the power supply. That's not everything else. I need to replace that power supply. That's not possible. Let me know if you hear me clear. Put it on 1 if I'm clear, I'm not glitching, I'm not freezing. Let me know right now. Put me a 2 if I am glitching, I am freezing up. I'm just doing a side comment waiting for my co-host to join the conversation. I don't know why it's taking long for the past couple of shows. But when I was talking about on Game of Nexus, he could be a lot of big name people who part of Corsair, Cooler Master, Height, Thermal Greasy. Some of the big names in the industry who come to selling computer part that allow you to build your custom IPT. And for what I noticed, it's not good. So if it's safe to say that I don't see why the focus is all of a sudden getting weird, but it's safe to say if you're a person who likes to build your own computer or buy a PC or get a custom made PC, there's a high chance this terror made it bad for everybody. Because it's not affecting just tech alone, it's affecting everything. And there's a bunch of uneducated buffoons on YouTube thinking that terror will fix the problem but never do their homework or never did history class. But they don't like history, just like to make shit up on YouTube. I'm not going to go do that. I stick to the facts. Right now, this back and forth with the tariff war. I'm not going to do it to anybody knows. I build computers. So if I were to build another PC, it will cost me a whole lot more than what I expected depending on the part. From the CPU to the motherboard to the thermal tape to the RAM to the video card to the PC case, to the power supply, to the case fan, the whole 9 yards, even the monitors, everything could get real costly. So if it costs you almost 4 to 5 thousand to build your custom made PC a year or 2 ago, if you were to build another PC now or anything after this time, it might cost you the amount you buy for a used car now. Like, well, how much you paying for a used car? 10 grand or so? But people don't understand. You meant it like that's not a big deal. Yeah, it don't affect your grocery. It gonna affect your Netflix subscribership. Trying to find out, yeah, they're saying it. That's gonna hurt them too. In many ways, which is weird. And I find that strange. Very, very strange. People don't really think about the repercussion of what the terror can do. I was fully aware about it from jump for a long period of time. But for some people want to be oblivious about what it really does. There have been TV shows that throw in hint about what happened back in the past in history. That's throwing in the US did that with terror. It brought in the Great Depression. I'm just having a little conversation with Tom, waiting for my co-host with the presentation and everything. Because we're talk about Space Battleship Yamato, an iconic anime. Something that I'm sure a lot of people never knew may have an impact in their childhood in many ways, form, and fashion. I remember we talk about Dragon Ball Z, we talk about Mobile Gundam, we talk about Gungraves, we talk about Trigon, we talk about Galaman, G-Force. Oh, we will be talking about a lot of different animes. We're working on the list starting for what? May? And we will be speaking on. We want to better track about the diamond, but this we want to dissecting the science of things, but we're trying to get a date for that. Even the editor in chief threw some idea to us. There you go. Look at that. Eric was right here. Space Battleship Yamato came in 1978. That's show how old. Here's the funny thing. I was born 1978. So Space Battleship Yamato and I were born the same year. That being said, this anime is about 46 years old. It's an OG. So let that sink in. So it's literally something. It's what it is, but I remember watching one of the first one I saw, I think back in the 80s. And not only was it iconic, it was one of the type of anime that influenced a lot of other anime right beside that. But I don't want to spit it out too much. I want my co-host to be here so because in case of I want to criticize it or I feel something is lacking, so to speak. Because that's what I'm looking at. I'm not gonna lie though. Normally when we did see it back then in the late 80s, early 90s, to be on Cartoon Network, I believe. No, no, no. Oh, Eric had corrected me. It's from 1974, but it came to America in 1978. Interesting. So while my partner here is letting me hanging, I gave him all the notes and everything. Very, very disappointed in him. Why it take him so long to get out of here? I'm looking through Google. It says Space Battleship Yamato, the popular and influential Japanese science fiction media franchise that began with 1974 anime television series of the same name. If I got correct. But it got here in 1978, but the anime started in 1974. Old school. And I know my boy better have to pay attention so y'all can see the picture and see everything we have our conversation. Some people want to have read the manga. Some people have watched the anime. I didn't know there was a live action adaptation of it. I mean, I came across it though. Hey, Mr. Bennett, how you doing? But I recall seeing something more CGIX of it. I wasn't sure if it popped up on Netflix or something else. I'm aware of this franchise. This franchise. It even inspired a music video at one point. Good old DJ, Daft Funk, their anime is almost a spin-off based on that particular franchise. If anybody see Wally, tell him like I'm waiting for him. We're already 15 minutes into the show. He haven't popped up yet. Like, what's really going on with him? Send me the link on Instagram. Like I normally do. He put enough garden already. Like, I'm like, yo, why let me hanging? I don't understand that. He telling me he'd be a little late. His PT's updating. Really? At 9:30, why can't it update early on? Hit a joke guy. I sent the link around 7:36. The last episode was my fault. I didn't put them on time. So I sent the link super early. This when this channel start to get bigger, I might have to build him another. I might have to build him another PT. This time we don't have to go through what he's going through right now. Because the thing is, when you're streaming, I'm the tech guy. I'll say it again. My name is TBN Tech Talk. When you're streaming online, you need to have the kind of PT that do the type of work. There are limitations based on CPU, RAM, hard drive, video card, ability whatsoever, etc. Now, thanks to the tariff, who knows how much it will cost you to build a PC? Yeah. And that's one of the things I'm looking at right now. So while you tell your PT that how you let you come online, like we really need you here. You got a show to run. For real, for real. Let Paul, you want to join us here? I know I gave all the information, the talking point, the history behind it, because this is a big deal. Eric, you're funny. Ladies and gentlemen, it was Eric is telling me to do. Revoke his cookie and milk as punishment. Really, really, Eric? Wow, that's crazy. It's 9:48, man. Come on, while we need you here. Lord, I'm about to do the show on my own. I hate doing it because it's going to be a two-man show. I don't like that. It's completely unfair. We were prepared for all this. And the fact that I gotta rely on him, I'm not gonna bully him, but I think he need to get his show, get the computer more. Any other day want to do it much earlier, 8 o'clock or something. I know when window update, it takes a long time depending on how much update you gotta go through. I will always suggest when you got a PC that kind of really old, make sure you do your window update an hour and a half before showtime. Because it do take a lot of time to go through the update. It does. Depending on how many updates your PC go through and how big the file is. Now I gotta pick up my note that I sent to him. So while we waiting for him, I'll start from the beginning. Everybody know who is played by Battleship Yamato. It had another name called Yuchi Sankan Yamato. It's a seminal Japanese anime series created by Yoshinobu Nishizaki Matsumoto in 1934. It is a classic anime franchise that started in 1974 but came to the US in 1978. It is considered one of the most influential space opera in anime history, blending military sci-fi, drama, and philosophical themes. I remember watching it. It was classical. Now, the Western adaptation of the franchise was called Star Blazer back in 1999. The original run of this anime was from 1974 to 1975 with about 26 episodes. To let you guys know about that. Like I say, the genre was space opera, which is very unique. space opera, military sci-fi, and adventure. The theme was war, sacrifice, hope, humanity, and survival. During the time of technology back then, 1974 all the way to 1978, it was still a good masterpiece. There was a lot of spin-off that came from that show. It was a very, very, very big deal. And I kind of enjoyed it. Now that I'm talking about this show right now, and my co-host not here, and there's no presentation to show you the look, everything, because normally we will try to play the video, but we want to get a copyright strike. We had that issue we do about a wrestling show on this network. Well, and YouTube, I hesitate to come out. I was like, no. So I'm seeing that anytime we play any video, we have to be careful, lest we have a direct channel with the network or with the IP owner, so that if you want to show a different clip, let's say it's only for 30 seconds or 15 seconds or close to a minute, we don't get copyright strike on that. So now these days we have to figure out how to go about it. And when we get the chance to do an interview with Crunchyroll or any big name, and they give us to go ahead to play some clips, so that, or you know how you normally do it, you play without the audio, you play the music soundtrack to cover it up so you won't get in trouble. But then again, we had AI. And found a way to find any loophole to get you down. So we're trying to avoid that much we can. I'm not even sure to make a game of it. No, there was never a game for the time. It was never a game. Because looking at the plot and the background, how the whole storyline came out about, it was very unique. The background. In the year 2199, the Earth is under relentless attack by the Gamaliel Empire, a alien race bombarding the planet with radioactive asteroids. Now, me being a nerd, I'm trying to see how that would work with radioactive asteroids. I know in the United States or in the globe, into that radioactive, it had to well a spreading radiation along that air environment. The asteroid are in a vacuum. So I'm guessing these asteroids, speaking, are stuffed with radioactive substance. In these act, knowing that the radiation will be sucked away by space traveling, but depending on the concentration of the radioactive substance in the asteroid, it's more than likely by the time it reaches Earth, then whatever that's left over will start to seek out. I believe. Okay, Wally is here. Please. Good morning here. Wally,
Say it one more time.
what took you so long, my brother?
I told you. I'd update. Still me. That's bad timing and updating.
I know. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is my co-host Wally, and that's the original image of Space Battleship Yamato. Now, that is back in 1974. By now, even to a lot of adaptation, a lot of update, and a lot of different looks and everything, but still could never get tired of it because I remember there was an anime called Thunderstorm. That was also inspired by this anime. Sure. I'm trying to do some homework on that anime. Oh. See what Eric telling you? You gotta
Eric, if I was at the cookie bar, trust me when I tell you, I wouldn't be on this live right now.
That's why Eric told me to do this to you. He said, revoke your cookie and milk as punishment.
Yeah, you can't revoke crap around me when it comes to those two. You can't do that. But thank you, Eric. Thank you.
Oh, he got jokes. I was already talking about it from the beginning of the overview because I don't think people realize how old the anime is. I'm like, wow, this anime started in 1934, but came to the US in 1978. I was born in 1978. So to add the right age, this anime is 50 years old. Imagine that. This is the classic, the OG classic, ahead of its time. Think about it. Because I already read it from the website, I'll read it again from here. Over you, Base Battleship Yamato, like I said before. Good name, the Japanese name is Ochus Sankai Yamato. It's a seminal Japanese anime series created by Yoshinobu Ishizaki and Leiji Masumoto in 1994. Like I said, it's considered one of the most influential space opera in anime history, blending military sci-fi, drama, and philosophical themes. I already mentioned the run was 1934 to 1935, 26 episodes. Western adaptation was Star Blazer. 1979, heavily edited for the US audience. I hate the term, me and Wally have talked about this, part right here, heavily edited for US audience. Ladies and gentlemen, when they say heavily edited, see what it means. Whatever was on the anime that is too graphic, too blunt, too overboard for the American eyes, they had to edit it to make sure it doesn't I want to say cross wire, catch the FTC regulation in their panty, but like, oh no, we can't broadcast it on this air. But if you go to Japan, there's never been an issue. We will produce it. We would have put it in, everybody watch. But when it comes here, you have to do all kind of filtration, some bandage. Like seriously. And I like what Eric said. It defined it as a part of the second wave of anime in America. But 1978, I think that was the first wave, wasn't that, Eric? I thought the late 90s would be the second wave, or if I'm wrong, let me know.
Well, technically, if we're talking about the beginning of anime, if you pin it from that part, and then of course, whenever anime got into America, yeah, somewhat detail that part. I don't know.
Now, I like what Eric said. It was not as edited as Gatchaman was, thankfully. So you do got a problem with that part. Gatchaman, aka G Forward, edited a lot. Did a lot of on it. Go to the next slide because this is something I always talk about in our first episode of this show. All the changing up they were doing. Plot summary background, like I said, 19 and 2099, Earth was under electric attack by the Camilla Empire. The alien race bombarded the planet with radioactive asteroids. And I was going nerdy on this thing, thinking that if you were the radioactive asteroid, first and foremost, they must have stuffed it. Radioactive something inside the asteroid. Shoot it through space. Radioactive waste don't seep out in the vacuum, so to speak. You don't want to let you get real close to it.
Okay, so Astro Boy was a first wave. Okay, around that time frame, and Space Running, Speed Running.
Yeah, on that time, but that's 2199. That's way before we don't pass away and everything. That's something. But me being a science nerd, I'm just looking at that way like how you have a radioactive asteroid, how you set that one up. You know what I'm saying? Humanity driven underground. You know how many anime I've seen so far that take humanity to the underground? We know we're living on the surface no more. Like wow. Only a year left before extinction. God damn. Yeah.
Well,
Predictions? That the prediction? 2199? That when the humanity in this world going, I don't know.
like I said, it will end up being like Futurama with mutated human beings.
Now,
Don't be surprised that happens. Don't be surprised.
hold on. You're not the only one here. I'm the old anime hermit in the room. I may not be old, but I'm also a hermit too. I'm into anime big heavy. And now you want to talk about Speed Racer. I remember Speed Racer. Kimber, I don't remember Kimber. The Jantor, I remember that one. Astro Boy, yes. First wave. What? You're
I mean,
correct.
everybody has to remember Astro Boy. That
Oh,
literally
he was correct.
got repopularized in the later scenes of anime anyway. So yeah, so we'll
Kimba,
pick Speed Racer.
if I remember correct, Kimba was like a animal anime in the jungle. If I remember correct,
Let me see.
I might be wrong. I look at the name, I'm like, it sounds familiar. I remember Speed Racer. Speed Racer, yeah, with the first play. Gigante with the first play.
Oh yeah,
Afterwards,
Kimba the White Lion. Yeah.
there you go.
Um,
So he correct about that. I give him props for that. He correct. That's the history. We might need to talk about, you know what? Good idea for that next month. We need to talk about Speed Racer and Action Boy and Impact in the anime industry. There were two big names that, let's be real, it got multiple reboot. Did it not?
oh, did it now?
It did. Speed Racer got multiple reboot. Action Boy got multiple reboot.
Oh, say it ain't so.
See? See, I told you. Oh, Eric was right. They did stole it at the Lion King. Imagine that. Ladies and gentlemen, before there was Lion King, there was Kimba.
I wouldn't be
He might be out,
surprised.
he might be out here for the longest.
I would not be
But no one
surprised.
recognized Kimba at that time. So they went and did it. You know what? Let's take that idea and bring this one out.
You know what? I'm glad you said something. I'm glad you said something, Eric. Let me write that down. Let me write that shit down.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you're new
Because
to this show,
Lord, if I go watch that and I find out that is plagiarized completely and cohesive, I'm calling Disney out for being frauds.
oh, we talking on you talking on the neck when we get the chance to because this show right here, we dissect everything. No anime is safe. We criticize it for being trash, for getting our hopes up like we did with what I'm talking about Gungrave. Or we give it praise. Sometimes we give it mixed review like we did Dragon Ball franchise. But on this show, no anime is safe. If you did well, you did well. If you did bad, you did bad. We're not playing around here. We're gonna speak on facts. That's just it. Mission 2, Iskandar. A message from the planet Iskandar offered hope, a device called the Cosmo Cleaner D. D1 that clean Earth's radiation. Now, it is joke. But I mentioned that clean Earth radiation. I don't think you need radioactive asteroid to cause that problem. We are doing radiation to ourselves, aka nuclear military, nuclear power plant. You're having all type of chemical stuff coming out from factories. We were destroying Earth our damn self for the longest. It's not so. What time if I'm wrong?
You know?
But the people that created this anime, what did they think about that? That was 1974. Fast forward to now, you don't need a radioactive asteroid. We're doing that our damn self right now. The only they knew that was going on. Yamato is a savage, hear the Joko. Yamato, a savage World War II battleship we built into a space warship. That's how crazy that is. Look at the gap. 2199. What year when they had World War II? If anybody know their history. Anybody? Clear audience. Because this is where something people don't catch on. Space Battleship Yamato was a salvage World War II battleship we built into a
I
space
believe
warship.
September 1st, 1939, if I'm not mistaken.
December
Is that right?
1st, 1939. Now,
Yeah.
from 1939 to 2199, you think any ship would be existed at that time?
Yeah, no.
I would say
But
1940.
that's why it says
Yeah, 1939,
200,
we close.
2199.
But well, look at the year gap. To take a salvage World War II battleship called the Yamato, I mean, you would have kept that ship somewhere safe and have people maintain the structural order of it.
So that's approximately 260 years in difference.
Okay, 260 years indifferent. In present time, any ship from 200 plus years ago, is it still existing or it got decayed?
Decade.
And they're going to bring the science to this thing because to salvage a World War II battleship from 200 years ago plus, only two things can happen. That particular ship is an iconic ship they kept in a ninth location, and they have people maintain the structural infrastructure of that ship. Meaning, every 10 years, they do a structural overhaul just to maintain the feature, the structure, and the strength of it. Because 200 years? Like, come on. The Titanic, that bad boy sink. Go deep on the water. You think you'll find a Titanic by now? In one piece?
Of course not. I mean, it will be smudged or left and right, but doesn't mean it won't be there.
Bingo. We all know it ain't no ship that survived that long. But again, Yamato were built on steel, not wood. Pirate ship of the Yeti, ship of the Yeti that was built on wood more than steel. Termite either eat it or it got soaked up underwater. And we're talking about steel, still staying underwater based on the water competition where the ocean is at. It either erode the steel over a period of time. Like it's like water termite. After a while, it disappears. So the Yamato Atari World War II battleship we built into a spaceship is sent on a 148,000 light year journey to retrieve. To retrieve the Cosmo Cleaner D, D1. 148,000 light year journey. That's multiple universe. Yeah. That's all the science buff. You're not into science, leave this enemy alone. We'll talk. I'm not going to break down the cockpit of 148,000 light year journey. I'm not doing that. They're going to have me go ultra nerd up in here. Everybody looking like some kind of weirdo. We're not here. The plot summary, their key arc in it, the departure from Earth, the Yamato launched and made the Gamila attack. One. Journey through the enemy base, battle against the Gamila fleet and internal conflict. Arrival on Ashkandar, the discovery of Queen Darsha, true attention. Return to Earth, a desperate race against time to save humanity. Now, the question is, how this is how this bad boy look. Now, I remember there were so many adaptations of this anime franchise. They keep they keep the shape of it, they add on to it, or do something completely different. I recall this character right here on the CGI version of it. If I'm correct. This guy had a black eye patch. I was like, okay, that's what's up. Because if you look up on Google, right, you know what? I might want to do this. Let's see if I can share the screen here. So people can see what it look like. This is the space Battleship Yamato. Do it exactly what it looked like. The look, the length, the modification. It went through so many changes based on the writer and the illustrator of the franchise. They're trying to add to it. Some made it look like this one right here, the silver one. Let's say Starblader 2202. Some said, no, we're not doing that. We're going to do something else. That's what it was. I'm gonna take that out of here. Wally, what did happen? Did Wally get kicked off? You know connectivity? Oh wow. That's crazy. If now my boy just got knocked off. Maybe I hope he didn't lose connectivity. Lost connection?
Yes. Now,
Oh,
this well, it wasn't because of this. Like literally, my Wi-Fi just went out and then it just went back in. So I'm like, okay.
oh. So you go bring back the presentation because I was showing them on clips.
Okay, I thought the presentation was gonna stick on because I'm over here like,
No, it didn't take on. The moment you left, it went away with us.
all right,
So let me go to where I'm at right now.
all right, number 3.
I'll talk about the plot summary. Yeah. Let me go
Oh,
to the
okay.
main character. But it's good. Main character, Kuori Yamato, is Captain Yuzo. I pronounce that. Okita. Yuzo Okita, turned for competitive leader based on Yamato. Right? And Tsutsumi Kodai, that is Derek Wildstar and Starblazer. Hothead but still young fighter. Yukimori, that's Noah Forrester. M Officer and Kodai love interest. Daisuke Shima, that is Mark Venture, Kodai best friend and navigator. Dr. Sakezo Saro, that's Dr. Sane. Eric, the wise ship doctor. And the analyzer IQ9, a robot. Okay, hold up. Remember I talked about this? Starblazer, not Starblazer, the Galaxy Star Ranger. Um, what anime did we talk about? We were talking about how every anime they have back in the 80s that put some kind of annoying robot in it. Do you remember the conversation, Wally?
Say it again. Sorry, my connection's acting funny.
Uh, right here on this anime, there's a robot called Analyzer IQ9. And
Uh
it was like a theme in the late 70s, 80s. Every anime near a robot.
huh.
Here, Analyzer is IQ9. Yeah, Power Ranger got a robot. Uh, Voltron got a robot. Uh, Star Saber got a robot.
Star Wars.
Star Wars got a robot. Um,
Futurama.
Futurama, Silverhawk.
Um, who else had a robot?
That's in like a theme.
Yeah, I'm
That
telling
thing,
you, had a robot.
it's like every anime throughout the late 70s to the 80s, creeping to the 90s, gotta have a robot comedian companion, so to speak.
Yeah.
But here's the drift about this anime though. You know that we had the Japanese name and the American name. Right? Captain Yuzo Okita, that's for Japan. The US is Yamamoto. Yeah, Tsutsumi Kodai from America is Derek Wildstar. Only one of them be Wildstar. Yuki Mori, Nova Forrester. And we know somebody loved that character. hmm We got Daisuke Shima, which is Mark Venture. Name it. Dr. Sakezo Isaro, which is Dr. Sane. Sure it's not Dr. Insane. Sane. And you got an analyzer IQ9. They are the main characters, right? The antagonist, leader damsel, Deathlock. I'm like, okay, hold on. Deathlock, where you get Deathlock from? Really? Ruler yet honorable ruler of the Gamillas. General Domel, a brilliant Gamilla strategist, kept the name. Queen Starsha of Escada, a mysterious ally with hidden motive. I'm telling you, y'all get the chance to watch this anime, it's a classic. I'm not sure a lot of these new generation can. Here you go, Eric. He's our historian here. And I like the OG, though. I think it's more inspired by Robbie the Robber or Forbidden Planet than anything else. Well, correct. One of these days, we might have Eric show up here, but maybe we have him my avatar so he won't scam him away. But he know his anime just like we do. We talk about all the characters, but let's be real here. As you can see how we changed the presentation. It was different versions of Starblade. Yeah, Rebel Starblade of 3199. How many did you get? Yeah, from 2119. No, from 2199 to 3199. Give me a 1,000 year jump. That's crazy.
Okay.
To show that they were, how would I put it? This is the 50-year anime that I wish they can take the time to do a complete thorough reboot to connect the stories with today's technology so that it keep its freshness and it make it quips. Because even I didn't get it. I'm not sure if I got a chance to see this one. Yeah, the Yamato ship specification. Yamato is a retrofit World War II battleship equipped with advanced alien technology for its Condor. Key feature: wave motion gun, MWG, a planet destroying energy cannon. Does that sound familiar to you? Like Gundam?
Yeah, in a way.
Obutsu Gundam use this type of terminology in a lot of their anime. Wave motion energy allow faster than light travel. Anyone who watched Mobutu Gundam series, wave motion technology as a focal blast make thing go bye bye.
Yes, just like Star Wars.
Star Wars had, you know what? Who came first? Star Wars? Eric, what year they started with the Star Wars franchise? I don't know who came first. This anime, 1924, or Star Wars?
Or Star Trek.
Sure? Interesting. The Cosmo Zero fighter, base fighter for defense, armor shield nearly inferior to conventional weapons. This one right here, WMG, Wave Motion Gun, they changed the name to give it more scientific name. Well, the theory behind it. For anyone who watch a lot of mecha anime or space anime, you hear WMG, they know where they come from originally. Came from this anime, from this franchise. Well, it's very, very iconic. 'Cause I went online and took out the pictures, and I believe this anime needs to come back, but doing the way whereby not only it done justice, but
Eric says Yamato came first. The Death Star came second.
thank you.
Okay, interesting.
Thank you, Eric. So in other words, we know who taking whose ideas. They had the the wave motion gun on the Yamato, not on a big giant star. So you're on the moon, and I pick up the moon to kill a planet. They had a battleship. Not crazy. But I believe there's much more to it because first and foremost, let me see if I can have the actual spec for this. Let me see what they would say. Uh, I think they kept that thing to themselves. Here's the thing, I looked it up to say until late 2199, and again from the end of 2020, no, 2202, the Yamato was equipped with a dimensional wave motion impulsor emitter. Bingo. Commonly known as the wave motion gun. Goes into his bow. A single blast of the gun can vaporize target as big as the continent. So in technical terms, the name is a dimensional wave motion impulsor emitter. And this is something that I wish they could do it again, really animate justice, whereby you know how you have all these little Gundam, they show you the effect and make sure how it look on the inside and the outside. Maybe to make a gunpla or something like that. So you can see exactly how they go. Theme and symbolism. Sacrifice and hope, the crew with everything for Earth survival. Cold War Japan. In front of every anime is always based on history. The Yamato symbolized Japanese World War II legacy and rebirth. Humanity resilient, even in the spirit people fight for a future. Notice they didn't use the United States air carrier name, or the British ship, or the French ship, or the Spanish ship. They used Yamato. The thing about Japanese culture is very, very critical. Why they use such a thing. But to be honest with you, I never see anything wrong with the anime. It was something I wish I could watch it again in 4K. Or the CGI version. Rotation, what would it call? I remember the CGI version, I saw it on Netflix. So right now, I'm looking online. They have the Blu-ray DVD of it. Let me see. Base Battleship Yamato, Battleship Yamato Dungeon. Interesting. I don't know. What do you think, Wally? You think it deserves to come back for a new generation to people to view it for what it is?
As far as for this,
I
yeah,
didn't know that. I didn't know there was a live action version of it. Because looking right now, they take cultural impact and legacy. It pioneered the mecha and space opera genre, including Mobile 2 Gundam, including Macros, Battlestar Galactica.
yeah, I forgot about Battlestar Galactica.
Yeah, well,
The
they
continuing
got the
story
idea
of like
from the first anime that couldn't continue story, unlike epic show of the time. First,
revival and
Yamato 2199 was done in 2012, 2013. That was the modern reboot. The live action film was 2010. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to see the revival or the remake of this franchise, it was done back in 2012, 2013. I'm not sure they have it on Netflix anymore, but I remember saw something more of a CGI version. For the live action version, it might be more so in Japanese. If anyone have information where they will be airing out, to drop it in the chat room. I'll let people figure that one out. But they were the classic anime. I think they might try and do something like an anniversary and have it in the movie theater like they did some of these anime so far. What do you think?
An anniversary.
I know they did that for Dragon Ball. They did that for a few other iconic anime. Demon Slayer. I think the next there won't be no more season. They'll do a movie of Demon Slayer. That will come in the movie theater. There's at least 5 to 6 anime that did well on the Dragon Ball Super movie came on the theater. Boruto Gundam movie came in the theater. Naruto came to the theaters. I think Tokyo Ghoul hit that area. But there's a lot more genre anime movies that hit the theater in Japan. Also in the US. But as of lately, slowly but steady, a lot of big name anime are now creeping into the movie industry. If it doesn't come on theaters, it's more likely either Netflix, Hulu, or Crunchyroll, so to speak. Neo Genity eventually also came in the movie theater. Remember that one too. What else? Now, for the music, I'm trying to remember this person's music because I remember I told you before, Daft Punk did a spin-off music video in reference to this. But the iconic music score came from Miyagawa, including the Scarlet Scarf, so to speak. Nah, I ain't gonna lie. Anime music is very uniquely different from whatever I think about.
Especially since this is an opera edition.
Look at this one. They did a new version several years ago, but I only seen it this one here on YouTube. I remember they did a new version, but I never got a chance to see it correctly. Correct. He also mentioned it's Japan equivalent to a Star Trek. They will all be around with a huge following here in America too. Now, I'm telling you right now, to have I can't call it an action figure. I would not call the Space Battleship Yamato an action figure. It's not.
That's collectible.
It's a OG collectible, big time. Now, no, you're right, Eric. The music of Yamato, it was. I don't know when you watch the anime and listen to the music, it puts you in a trance like you just feel like you were there. You want to experience that feeling. But to get a collectible, this thing, ladies and gentlemen, if you're an anime collector, right? You want to get the actual Space Battleship Yamato, do me a favor. You got touchy ass kids. Don't have it on near ground level. You can have that bad boy throwing on the top, but they can climb up and touch it. That's one. Two, the slick about it, you're a customer to have it on top of the glass case, whereby you have more like shining different angle, like it's just a document. Give that little movie look. So in case you want to show up to your friend, you put it on, it will just show like maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it will just show, not how you see no type of anime TV, they show the ship or where you're gonna be getting on, and they have certain light, aim at a certain angle, do it that way. Make sure you have it as detailed as possible. I'll tell you that right now. That's legit. I don't have nothing. You know the bad about it thing? I remember watching it. I used to watch it late night. It was something about this anime. I was like, if only they do it like in season, like season one, season two, season three, and expand the storyline would have been real good. Now I need to see the I need to see the image of that guy's ship. He didn't want the Deathfield red flag shit. I can't remember how it looked. I need to see that. The Watch Order, the main series adaptation, the original series is from 1974. That's the classic that started off. It's like 26 episodes. Then you have the Yamato 2199. That's 2012. It's a remake. The sequel to that one will be Yamato 2002, which is 2017. Now, I didn't know about this. The last installation with the Yamato 2005, which is 2021. That's about 4 years ago.
More than
I'm
4 years ago.
optimistic. Maybe 2025.
Right. That's 2027. I mean, that's 2017.
I'm talking about the last installation, Yamato 2005.
Talking about the 2000. Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah.
There you go. So what I'm gonna do after this show, I'm gonna look these one up, real for real, and see what I can find. When they were airing.
No, I found them. I seen a good couple of. Some of them are specials. Others are like a series. But yeah, but most of them are specials, though. I think, if I'm not mistaken. 'Cause I just
Of
went to go
course.
look on my website. So yeah.
But question: do you think it'll be fair to do um 2199? That would be a reboot of the original classic, correct?
So yeah. It's supposed to be you said a reclass.
The Yamato 2199. That would be a reboot of the original classic series. That's correct.
Technically, it's a remake. So yeah.
And Eric was right. Don't forget there were 3 series.
Yeah. Give or take. Yeah. Should have been 3 series. Well, the original actually is just one series, but yeah. Okay.
That is true.
Yeah, the original is one series. The new adaptations were the add-ons. So
Yeah.
pretty much the ones of the Yamato 2099 and then forward, yeah, those were pretty much the 3 series.
Yeah, but you saw, but doing the presentation to a poster of 3199. I was like, that was a year later.
Yeah.
What's going on? How far are you jumping?
Well, you know what they say about light years. The mathematics is crazy.
That's why I said I'm not doing that calculation. The thing about light year, when you go in light year, you don't know when you're going to the future, you're going to the past.
Well, it did say World War II, right? And then all the other additives connected to it. So yeah.
So here he's correct. The quest for Ascot is Series 1. The
Yeah,
Common Empire
That's
Series
exactly,
2.
that's exactly what I was talking about.
Blood War was Series 3.
Yeah.
And he was right. Blood War was never aired. Yo. You mean Bola War. Sorry. Here's the thing though. Our historian, he's the OG. He knows his stuff. So you think that we should do a remake of all those 3 originals? Oh, the Bola War would air in the UK,
Not surprised.
which sucks. Why they would do that? Because America don't deserve it.
No, it's because this is how business runs, and eventually, when you have one foot in the door, one foot out, it's like, okay, well, we gotta just air it over here. They'll take it.
You got a point. But we always talk about how the intellectual IP will come to anime. It's like a constant war. Who allowed to have access to it? Who allowed to show it? Who allowed to redo whatever? Right.
And this
This
is
is
why
one
it
of those.
becomes a thing. Because honestly, with all these problems of these studios and everything else, I'm going to ask a very important question after we run these slides. Because I think it's time to ask the big question with a lot of these Japan the Japan anime community, because I think it's time for them to hear this type of question that
Go
really
ahead.
will pivotize the whole thing.
Go
No,
ahead.
go ahead. Read, no, yeah, go ahead. Read this first, and then we'll get into it.
Why did they relevant? Base Battleship Yamato remain a landmark in anime for its emotional storytelling with its iconically true, complex character, and groundbreaking sci-fi concept. It is a must-watch for fans of classic anime and space epic because, first and foremost, Base Battle Yamato is unrivaled with Star Wars, Star Trek, Battleship Galactica, and before they came out, this was the first one. So, in other words, you could say that they stood a lot of idea for Base Battleship Yamato. Am I correct?
Mm-hmm.
And this is a very, very big deal. You know, Eric, we don't have no VHS tape no more. Because when they came out in VHS box, it was an antique. Unless you had the VHS converted to DVD. Now we got Blu-ray. Unless they can do it to give it a collectible, have everything on the Blu-ray disc collect like do Lord of the Rings. That'll be great. But seriously, we have to end on the slide, but you can ask that question and we can speak on this thing because there are so many iconic anime we will come across with have discussion and talk about.
Well, so here's the question I have, right? And I think
But
this is something that, like I was saying, like a lot of the big top anime producers out there in the world, in Japan, would have to start answering themselves, especially when it comes to their intellectual property that they've created, that constantly kills the atmosphere of the whole adventure of it because freaking greedy America likes to put their hands in places that they cannot comprehend because they never write in the material in the first place. And that is this. For all of our great intellectuals out there in the Japan world, isn't it just time for y'all to just make an American studio over here so then y'all don't have to worry about the crap that you have to deal with amongst other people? Because I think, like, honestly, if you end up making business here, you make some type of land space here, and then you make your own studio, you get your own things, and then you get all the money support that you need, then it works out in its favor. Because again, you already got the mangas already been shipped out here. You already got all the accessories and everything else. I mean, it's pretty easy to find the communities and everything else, and then voila, then it's like, okay, well, it's a done deal. You can pretty much just factor in yourself, screw the middleman, because the middleman likes to always do some funny shit, and then voila.
now I'm glad you asked that question. Going, you know, I thought about it a decade and a half ago, but I realized it may be a cultural conflict. Now, hear me out when I say this. Remember from our first episode, we talked about the difference between anime, cartoon, manga, and comic books, right?
Uh-huh.
We need to have a show that they dissected the difference and the culture between manga creators and comic book creators. So imagine we want to create a studio, a anime studio here. How many media companies do we know that are buying anime license or Japanese show license to have over here to go to heavy annotation or heavy edit? How many do you think you can count off your head? 15, 20? Are the one who purchased the license for the Power Ranger?
Okay.
American Art, that perfect example. Like the one who would purchase a license for Beyblade and Americanize it, but the thing is, when it comes to their own product, it's piece of crap.
Well, yeah, I mean, that part is just, that is whatever. As far as material,
you got an interesting idea. So imagine they did a Japanese anime studio here, and they were trying to redo Dragon Ball. You think they would come out better, or would be way worse than what it was?
Well, of course, it'd be better because again, the original designs would be planted out. Again, if the original Dragon Ball Z, if the original Super Saiyan 3 was with the tail, we should have an original, stronger opinion of, or we should have an original, what's the word I'm looking for? original detailing of an actual character, meaning we would understand what it takes to get to Super Saiyan 3 versus it knowing that it's too tough, it's too hard, and we can only do it in the world of the living. I mean, the world of the dead versus the world of the living because the pressures are different there than it is here.
And we get that, but remember, there's certain element we did talk about that it got either slaughter or it got Diddy or it got done worse. And repercussion, it didn't do too well.
Okay.
Let's not remind you, Gungrave. We both went on that anime.
Yeah, but the thing is,
Remember?
with Gungrave is that's besides the notion. That's the simple fact of they're constantly investing in a game. We're talking about people that were actually well invested in a book,
Okay.
which translates over to the TV. Gungrave is a different notion and different problem.
What about Takaman?
Say it again.
Takaman, what you call it?
Wait, which one?
What was it? Every Takaman, or what would call it? The one that you went in on?
Oh, you talking? Hey, look here. Again, I did not watch it, and I have not still watched it yet. I haven't got a chance. But at that case, even with that one, I mean, again, even if we're talking again straight up manga to then TV, that's one thing. But again, if the creator had full on control, meaning no middle man support, just themselves.
But here's the thing: a lot of these anime creators don't want to move over here due to the culture aspect.
Well, that's the thing, though. Who said they're gonna move over here?
Now look at this one. Look at this one. I'm glad Eric threw this
Adam
one in.
Warden did comic book adaptations of Dirty Pear and Bubblegum Crisis. Is that relevant
Yes.
to what you're talking about?
Yes, it's relevant.
Nice.
Yes, because Dirty Pear and Bubblegum Crisis came before a lot of these comic book, and the fact that Adam Warren did a comic book adaptation. Remember, manga and comic book are two different things. There's a culture behind manga creation. There could be a level of consistency. I'll give you a perfect example. Shaman King, another anime we'll talk about with this chapter. It went through the American adaptation process. Halfway into the anime, it was found that the manga. The other half, they decided to detour completely away from it. And it was done crap. There was a lot of American adaptation was done here. After the Voltron, after the 80 anime, afterward they say, oh, we could get it done. And when they start to do it, they start to mess up. I agree with you in a way. They should have an American anime studio here. But if you ask all the Japanese animators who came here, who did a lot of Japanese animation underground, I call it underground, but what is underground? But remember, we talked about this. A lot of the 80 cartoons that we watch was actually done by Japanese animators. But when you have it on American soil and they put to do the thing to a level of perfection, it's sometimes forced to go according to what the American counterpart wanted to look like. And that end up losing the flair of it.
See, that's the
And the
problem.
reason why American cartoon lose its way forward. Okay, example. We will soon talk about Thundercat. The last adaptation of Thundercat when it came out. When on Cartoon Network. That was animated in a way by Japanese. I can tell this by the look of it. Storytelling part, I was feeling like they were doing certain things that wouldn't meant to be, but I thought the way we'll go with this because they were trying to expand the door. But from the beginning, they were doing very, very well. The ending gave so many questions like, what happened after that? Out of nowhere, less than a week, they cut the call with Thundercat. There will be no season 2. Everybody was pissed off on the internet, right? But what did Cartoon Network do? to give them the. They gave a watered down version just like Teen Titan Go. They get Thundercat Hole. Are you serious? There's the reason why Japanese animators don't want to do shit over here. They see the nothing that American produce. Let's be real. The fact that DC had to do a Japanese version of Batman, because they understand Japanese animators are beyond their level. Sometimes DC has to borrow Japanese animator technique to tell their stories so far. Well, let's be real here.
About a good few. There's the Joker one. There's the one with
Mhm.
League of Assassins.
Mhm.
I think there's another one, give or take. About more
The,
like a little bit under five.
the
Give or take.
Batman Ninja versus Justice Yakuza,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, that's the newest one. I think they did a Batman with the Ninja Turtle. So yeah,
Okay. Whenever they do it, the Japanese animated version of the American version, you know the Japanese animated version of it is way better than the American version, right?
as far as more in depth detailed, yeah, sure.
Bingo. But you also know there's the cultural aspect of when you do Japanese anime, the level of perfectionists come with Japanese anime.
But my thing is, and I'm not. Well, here's my thing though. My point is not towards a culture. Like we talking about a culture, but my thing is this: understand two differences.
Go
If
ahead.
I made, let's say, me and you both made a studio, right? We
Mhm.
both make a comic book studio.
Mhm.
What's in my studio is a different culture from what's in your studio.
Mhm.
We're both gonna have different studios. It doesn't matter what if we're in America or not. We're still gonna have
Mhm.
what we bring. Hey,
Mhm.
just because I'm in America and I come from somewhere else doesn't mean I have to change my culture background just for America. That just means I submitted to it.
I
You
get
know
it.
what
I
I'm
get
saying?
what you're saying. But let's be real. The process of how certain comics come into publication is different than how the manga go to their process before they go to publication.
Okay, so different rules and regulations.
No, not only their different rule regulation. You and I both know this very, very well. Before a manga get put out there, it go through the OG checking. You want to make sure putting great content out there. I'm not going to put no crap thing. There's no good storytelling behind it, and it's not a level of consistency. When it comes to comic books, how many times you see somebody comic go through multiple reboots?
I mean, they always do. I mean, that's the irony of what the actual writer, and then they're switching to a new writer that writes the story. So again, if a particular writer that was once upon a time labeled to this particular story of this particular character, and then they move on, so someone else got to come in and rewrite the whole new script of that whole character. So yeah, there's always going to be a reboot of that character.
Now you know in the manga industry that don't be allowed unless you have to be that particular project. Can't just rewrite the whole thing, just move away from the original idea. For example, Hunter x Hunter. You're waiting on the next season, and that for how long? Because the creator of that manga slash anime was sick for a long time, right? And who can say what politics they have behind closed doors that prevented it going and one of the best anime. We're gonna talk about that anime on this show soon. The fact that we hear even after the guy passed away, it was heavily mourned. But yet they say now they were after Pat now they without putting out more anime. Like how long do you have to wait? That anime have a huge following. But because of the company the intellectual property was under, because of the policies, we fought away. But wasn't that bad at Dragon Ball franchise? Was it? We understand the seriousness when it comes to manga and anime. It's a level of certainty behind it. You're not gonna just put out garbage like we have seen so far, like how they did the Star Wars franchise.
All right, but one thing.
Now we not talk about this one. Okay, you created a Japanese anime studio. What's stopping Disney from buying the right from you? So we do it our way.
Say it again.
You create a Japanese anime studio here in the US. What is stopping Disney from not trying to buy it out?
Simple.
Or
You're not selling it. Like literally, you can't buy something if you don't sell it.
we're in the United States of A, where the culture is everything got a price.
And that's the problem. Because why does it has a price? Because there'll be other people that'll sabotage your growth just so they can maintain and then take it over. This is my whole point. This is what I'm saying. Do not sell it. Because the moment someone comes knocking on your door telling you otherwise, then it's a perfect example of why they're coming to your door. It's because they know that you're competition. That's why you don't sell it.
I'm glad Eric is joining this one of them. I ain't never joined a manga publishing Japanese newspaper before there was reprint in collectible edition as compared to monthly titles in comic book rack or shop. Yeah, the culture behind that. I was telling Wally, we should try to see if we can get a chance to interview this brother in Japan who owned a studio called DR Studio, which is the first black anime studio production studio. Mind you, deep. I saw one guy not with the twins. They were twin brothers who built that studio, but they were originally from New Jersey. Number one. They are black brothers. All right, not Caucasian. Black brothers. Two, they chose to build their studio in Japan, not in the US. Put it out there. Shout out to DR Studio.
Yeah.
There you go.
But I didn't show.
You got two American black brothers who built, and you got twin brothers who built. And I quote, you know what? I'm going to look it up again so we can share it on the screen so people will know what I'm talking about. Let me share this one out so you can see what I'm talking about. I want people to understand this is what I'm trying to point out. But this is something. Google. DR Studio. Watch it. Go to AI mode. DR Studio, it appears you're acting for DR Studio. Yes, I'm acting for that. Here's the breakdown what the search. DR Studio is a 2D studio founded in 2016, Tokyo, Japan by brother Arthel and Daniel Infant. They're twin brothers. Some of the anime that you watch on Netflix, they got a hand on it. We're going to create authentic Japanese quality anime with a blend of Eastern and Western style. Notable work association, Hellfound Funk, JoJo Bizarre Adventure, which they got a hand on it heavy. One Piece, which they got a hand on it heavy. Castlevania, those who got a hand on it heavy. Attack on Titan, Star Wars Vision, and many others. Now, since you said to have it in the US, I didn't know this one. I just found out this now with you. DR Studio Inc., Hartford, Connecticut. Did ask, I don't have an anime studio. They have one located at 12 Charter Oak Place Suite, 208A, Hartford, Connecticut. So they do have a studio here in the US. Well, most of the work is done in Japan. Why Why is that? Ladies and gentlemen, while they ask an excellent point, why don't build a Japanese anime studio in the US? And I'm just finding out at the same time you guys are finding out. I grew up these guys. They are twin black brothers, African American brothers. We're the first Japanese animation studio, 2D correction, not 3D, in 2016. But they got a branch location in the US, Hartford, Connecticut. And they are hosting an event called the War of the Artists on May 31st, 2025. I would love to get the chance and the opportunity to interview these guys on this network, collaborating with the TBN Tech Talk. We ask these serious questions concerning what made them want to create their own first black anime studio. One, to find out they got their hand on Hellfire Funk, JoJo Bizarre Adventure, one of the greatest anime out there, also on Netflix. One Piece, Castlevania is also on Netflix. Attack on Titan, like they got their hand on many serious production. So since you asked that question, Wally, you both find out in real time. What do you think about this?
You already let me know about this already.
Hmm?
You already let me know about this already. So what else I'm gonna say?
I didn't say I'm just finding out the same time you find out. What do you think about this? And I think you say they have one, but they didn't. Most of their work is done in Japan, not here.
Oh yeah.
And here's the thing though, I'm not trying to throw shade, but I remember watching the interview on Black Experience in Japan when they interviewed the guy. The guy attended university here in the US, got into animation, got a degree over here. He learned drawing and animation under the American way of doing things, right? Fine. Went to Japan. He found out he had to go and relearn the whole aspect of animation under the Japanese culture, how they do things. But there's a science to it. You know what I'm saying?
Details, skeptics, yeah, visuals, yeah, all that.
Japanese animator is by far, I consider one of the best out there. Their rivals are coming from South Korea and China. But China realized Japanese animation it have that huge market globally. So they're coming out with their own. Now they step into no, we can't let Japan get all that glory. They coming out swinging like, nah, we got good at them or maybe better. South Korea have their own animated too as well. But we all know a lot of big name anime coming from Japan. So they got a long way to go. And Japan have been doing this since the 70s. Let's put it in perspective right now. The term anime belongs to the Japanese. Right? They've been doing this since the 70s. Just like Netflix have been doing streaming way before Disney jumped on it. Anyone want to jump on the stream. They had a head start. Cool. Fine. But we have to realize when we come to Japanese animation, not only is detail, the visualization is way better than cartoon. So it's like Japanese anime is pushing cartoon to extinction. And even though we have a bunch of retarded cartoons, no substance, no great storytelling, just we got slap nuts, jokes, whatever you want to call it, things are not thinking, are not making sense. It's not getting audience the way Japanese anime are doing it because they're not only the culture aspect, they're the discipline aspect as well. And we talked about it from our very first episode. not everything is always based on Japanese history. They're taking everything from Japanese history to Chinese history to South Korean history, North Korean history, Singapore history to Germany history, from history in France, in England, in Africa. They're taking every historical fact on a global stage and make a series or a story or a movie. Good point, Eric.
No, they have. I mean, they did it better
They
than
have.
Marvel.
They did no, they have. What about they have? But they what about also know, shoot, we Japanese animators are no joke.
But here's the reason why I also add to my whole point of saying stretching out the world visuals of putting your own studio inside a different side of the culture. Because think about it. I guarantee you today, if I go look it up right now, there's more likely Warner Brothers Japan studios.
Oh, of course, they would have wanted Japan, but the reason why
But no, what I'm saying is they have ground roots in Japan. So you got an American studio in ground roots in Japan. So where
and,
this is what I'm saying, where's the law?
they did that. They did that for a specific reason because they know the Japanese animators are top class. You have a studio in Japan because you want to recruit the best of the best that come out from Japan. Let's keep it 100. I don't want to do a sidetrack, but let's be real. Our mobile phone, all our electronics, all the every integral part, it's never manufactured here. Why is that? Due to a level of education and this precision and make sure everything was done properly. It had to done where? I was telling you earlier before you came on the show that the tariff is affecting the market. Now, the guy was talking about every component that comes on the motherboard is coming from multiple places. And it's not done here. Maybe assembled here, but it's not done here. Bit of the supply chains. So it's like saying Japanese animators are continuing the best of the best based on their level of education and based on the level of discipline, based on the level of their experience, based on the level of their artwork, consistency behind it. Unless Japanese way of doing things, there's a level of perfection need to be done. Here's another studio we're talking about. Even Nirvana is out from Canada. I've always been here. I know about Nirvana. They've been putting some great work out there. But they compete with the best of the best. Let's be honest here though. We have watched the evolution of cartoon from the 70s to the 80s to the 90s now, right? Compare that with Japanese animation from the 70s to the 80s to the 90s and now. You will notice that is a big, big deal. Look at the artwork. Look at the detail. Look at the graphics. Look at the production. Let me not mention even the fight scene. The fight scene you have you like, perfect example, Solo Leveling. Because of the top 10 global best in the world. Overall. Beating the OG One Piece. That been here since 1999. And their area. Solo Leveling had the most watched anime show this year so far. Watch Solo Leveling season 1. Watching Solo Leveling season 2, it got you one information. I read the manga first. And anyone who read the manga before watching the anime, try your best not to criticize it too much. You were like, wait, this scene, that's it. Me, or front. I like the production though. Production was great. I even played the game solo leveling on the PC side. Game nice. One of you will come on the game console. Maybe. Who knows? But here what I'm trying to point out. The production, the detail, the consistency. It's not perfect, but it's there. They're trying to be as good as they can get. But when we watch cartoons, have a consistent track record of disappointment every now and then, we get irritated though.
When you dress it.
How many times we say when it comes to cartoon, or the only when they shut it down, and for what reason, and you don't see it again? Come on, tell me, Wally. Feel the beans. Why we didn't see season 2? Why we didn't see season 2 of Thundercat? Or some of the great
The
cartoons.
same reason we never seen the continuation of Teen Titans.
All because of what?
Power, games, and stupidity.
Okay then. If it's not the game, it's the toys. If it's not the toy, it's something stupid. But yet, Japanese animation and manga is not tied to that type of ideology or that nonsense. But the viewership, they make their money off that alone. Jenny Takatayoshi had a great body of work too. You're right. But here's the point I'm trying to tell Wally. It would be great to have a Japanese anime studio in the US. But we don't want that studio here to be tied out with the same bullshit that destroyed many other cartoon favorites that we were waiting to see go on, but did not go on because of some dumb bullshit policy. But if we leave it over there or we're in the water in Japan, it's not tied to that type of bullshit. And they'll keep pushing it as long as they're allowed to do so. Unless the person who control the IP but the month want to do some bullshit whereby the creator and the writer start to fight it. No, we're not doing this. We got the fan base. They're loving it. Why change it? Battleship Yamato is a perfect example. Like, why not have another reboot and do the anime original series, remaster it, better graphic, better production, better sound quality, revamp the music, give it a more clear out. Like, that would have blown. No, it would have compete. I tell you what, compete with so lovely, but it would be there. All who people follow start my big Battleship Yamato would have come back out of the wood, yo. Loving it. Cosplay would have had the uniform and everything. Because of anime has a term called cosplay. Cosplay is the big deal when it comes to Japan anime. And manga. I keep it 100 though. Japanese culture is far more fun to get into than American culture. Let's be real. I'm not saying we should not have a Japanese anime studio in the US. Have it here and tie it down to some bullshit policy. It screws shit up. It really does.
Hey, that's what you say.
Oh, we need to make more. We need to sell more games. Good. Let the fan enjoy the product first. If you want to build a game, get a better storyline to go along with the game. It's like your best writers are not here in the US. Their best writer is in Japan. They know how to tell a good story though. You don't believe me? Look at the Final Fantasy game. Why do you think these games are coming back with different versions with better storyline? Tell me. Metal Gear Solid, not a classical game. Great storytelling. Like, hello. There is an issue when it comes to entry done on U.S. soil. Turn to butter. Turn to gold. We have a historian over here, Eric, dropping nugget after nugget. We have any type of conversation about the history of anime. Imagine how Space Battleship Yamato influenced so many genres, especially out here in the US. Battlestar Galactica took most of their idea from Space Battleship Yamato. You're totally correct, Eric. He said, I think big screen viewing of these classics are a worthy venture, although it's done regularly at convention. You're right. Well, I'm saying, Eric, if they want to do a complete remaster, reproduction of big battleship Yamato to present time technology they have in the Japanese animation, give it not only a proper justice, but a detail and then some. I bet you they'll be blown away. It's a ridiculous camera angle. You looking at the ship from start to finish, watching the battle. Yes, it will be a great thing to see. Okay, guys, I think we might have to end the show a little early because my co-host, PC, he keep going. As you can see, he said himself, let's end the show so my PC could do the little connectivity at mine. He's in Florida, I'm in New York. I have landline, I have Wi-Fi. He's on Wi-Fi. Hope you can come back one more time before you get knocked off because before we end the show, we are talking about what's coming down the pipeline for the rest of the week, so to speak. So we start the show on this end. I hope you don't have no storm over there in Florida while you can keep getting knocked off. That's not good. So, what's going on this week on the Author HQ Network? So since we got a couple of show lineup for this week, I'll check the schedule. Tomorrow, the 24th, at the Sparta Hangout. Oh, you got the PT wired. Well, what's going on? I'm not gonna say nothing. I'm not gonna say nothing. So tomorrow we got a show at the Sparta Hangout. We're going after married men, unpacking the motivation. I'm not sure if I want to be part of that conversation, but knowing Peter goes to Sparta, I'll be like, come on, don't leave me here hanging. Saturday we have another good classic conversation. Anybody remember this OG cartoon? Johnny Quest, the legacy of adventures and science fiction. That also will be on Saturday. I don't know which show they may have on Sunday when they have the gray area on the BMU network. We'll wait until they come in notice. Then we have a show coming in on May May 1st. Becoming the best version of yourself. A journey of growth. We are working on see what tomorrow shows we're putting coming next week. And we'll give you let you know what our next show will be on Wednesday coming up. I'm not sure. We might jump on the Dragon Ball Z Daima conversation because I want to dissect that. I don't like when so many commentators are talking about Dragon Ball Daima and their so-called theory behind it, but keep mentioning the science behind it. So Wale is back. What do you think? Should we talk about Dragon Ball Daima next week?
You're asking for a whole big job, ain't you?
I'm looking at on our schedule. And who knows? What should we do?
You're asking me. I don't know where your headspace at. You're already talking about watching the whole damn thing within a matter of time of a week, and then reviewing the whole thing.
I watched Dragon Ball Daima already.
Congratulations to you. Last time I checked, I had things other than my own life to be watching television these days.
And I apologize. So we'll give it 2 week notice.
Oh yeah. You need to sit down on the screen and watch a whole marathon and take notes. Oh yes.
You got Netflix, right?
No, I have a website.
Okay, you can watch it on the website. But I don't know what. I don't want my partner into the thing. No, Eric. Yes, I know Eric will say, but DBZ got too much coverage. I get it. But there's an argument that me and while we spoke about it, and we were like, they screwed up on the whole concept of it. And it's becoming very, very annoying. Oh, this is canon. Oh, this is not canon. Like, dude, respect the creator who created the franchise to begin with. Akira Toriyama is not George Lucas, so don't treat him like you did George Lucas. You forced the guy to sell his franchise to the destroyer, aka Disney. You got what you got. Akira said he ain't selling anything to nobody.
Facts. He's gonna sell the shit. Fuck them niggas. Sorry. That was mine. That was my moment.
Hey, see? I didn't lose it today.
I know Peter's gonna hung me for that one. He's gonna be like, "Didn't I told you?" See, I had to warn him. I didn't think I had to warn you. See, what had happened was he said the words that I'm thinking right in my head, and I just spazzed the heck out. But yes,
No, but that's the
with
point.
the system, don't you sell yourself to the system.
And this is why a lot of these Japanese anime franchise are staying over there, not over here. In this country, in the culture, everything got a price. You don't believe me?
My price is my foot up there.
Act all Diddy victims.
See, we didn't have to go there. We didn't have to go there. We did not have to go there. We did not have to go there because their price is solitary.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Jig is up. Put your hands up. God damn it.
I'm telling the truth. In this country, everything got a price. For some parent reader, I don't get it. Let them know they keep pressuring you. Or know how the mafia do? They force you to settle for a price.
And that's the problem. Here's my price. I'm going to the dirt. I'm gonna make my price zero worth. I'm gonna make it all zero. I'm gonna burn it down to straight hell. You can go miss me, okay?
If you think I'm wrong, literally speaking.
See what look. What had happened was I told you what happened, all right? It's real simple. He said the things that I was thinking, and I just went over the cliff. And I let myself drown, okay? It's one time. I pulled myself up to the parking enough these episodes, okay? I just gave
one moment. History,
that's one moment.
Tell me if I'm wrong. Part of California was stolen from Mexico.
Say that one more time.
Part of California was stolen from Mexico. If you want to be totally correct. So when Mexico wanted to sell them part of their land, they were forced to sell it with a barrel between their eye. It's not that you're not selling. You're going to sell it to us, or we take it from you.
Read my
How
lips.
many native land was stolen from the original owner of this land? Mm. So that's the reason why it's not safe to have a Japanese anime to you, because you don't sell, they will try to force you to sell. Or what was the thing before he got arrested? They sent Diddy to you. What just happened?
I'm trying to tell you, this Wi-Fi. Oh my god!
I know. I hope it.
I'm gonna
I,
put
I
my
hope it.
foot
wouldn't-
straight.
I hope it didn't send Diddy to you. So you complain of late.
Lord have mercy. This is horrible. I didn't have these problems early on.
Is it a weather storm in your area?
Not to a high degree. Not last time I checked.
So before Friday, we're gonna figure out what show we're gonna start putting on next week and the following week. Point out for everyone.
Yeah, there's not that much of a big storm over here. At least not in my district of the area. It's not even raining like that.
True. So believe me, we got a lot of anime we want to talk about. We're trying to figure out which will go first. I want to do Dragon Ball D Diamond, but I need you wanted to see more. So maybe from now we might talk about it. Or how much time do you need? Let us know.
I mean, that's gonna be hard to really give you a timetable.
No, because the thing is, I was going in on it, watching the whole thing, and I was like, all the notes was in my head. I was like, I need to write it down because if I thought write it down, I start writing a book.
All right, hold on. Let me go see. Let me go to the website real quick.
Yeah, because if you ask Wally, a friend of mine reached out to me to write something about building a piece. I went in and built a 17-page documentation. It only became 25. I had to stop myself. We're gonna talk.
All right, Dragon Ball. Okay, so 20 episodes for Dragon Ball Diamond.
Yeah. You know what?
All right.
We should talk about Dirty Pair. Maybe talk about our anime. What do you think?
Dirty Pair.
Eric, I was saying it for next week. That's another franchise classic.
Saber Riders and Star Sheriff.
You know that is originally it was an anime hidden as a cartoon.
Wait a minute, let me see. Saber Riders. Wait, is Saber Riders the Common Riders or something else? Okay, wait, no, never mind. Okay, that's why I forgot to add that. I didn't know that was one whole title. I thought that was two different titles.
No, it's all one title.
Okay. Yeah.
Why don't you talk about that next week? Either that or Dirty Pair. Because there's a lot of anime that's hidden as a cartoon in the 80s. We need to talk about them. One of those.
Dirty Pair.
And we want to dissect them left and right. It needs to be done.
What in the deuce?
So let's give Dragon Ball D Diamond 3 or a month.
This guy.
No,
my goodness.
I'm saying it because I want you to have enough time. I do remember a lot of things, a lot of details.
Oh, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the Dirty Pair. Lord have mercy.
Oh, you don't like Dirty Pair?
Y'all want to sell the chick flick action. Y'all want to see presentation with undies and panties and bras and all that other shit. This is what y'all want, right? Y'all want some of that.
Hold on. Which one is yours? Dirty Pair or Sailor Moon?
It don't matter to me. At the end of the day, you're still selling everything. You got neither girls in undies with bras or neither you got girls in skirts. Either which way, you're getting the job done tonight, I guess, right? All you have to do is put some anti-content.
Babs, this is why you're needed here, Babs. We need a woman up in here. And this shout out to anyone who loves anime, who have a deep history with anime, who watch a whole lot of anime like we do. Be a female co-host in this conversation because we will venture in another avenue, which I'm trying not to, but I have to.
Let's see, where are we?
So right now there's a discussion. Either we talk about Dirty Pair or Sailor Moon or both. I got no choice because I can't just discriminate. Not because discrimination in the anime community, we're not allowed to have something.
I find it's discriminating because that's going to be the...
Every anime deserves the right to be talked about. I'm just... I'm just scared to touch it.
I hope this is the original. Wait, so Diamond had 20 episodes, correct?
Yeah.
It only had 20 episodes? What type of... Oh, come on. You can't be serious. 20 episodes?
The man passed away while he was doing this.
Oh, gosh. Wally, you need to watch before
Hold on.
both
You
feet
forget
in your mouth.
Akira Toriyama, what last project he was working on was Dragon Ball Daima. And once he was done with everything, before he could do anything, he got sick. What do you want to do? You want to go to Solo Level and ask the guy to renovate to make him a shadow and have him come back to work?
Well, no, I'm not going there. But the fact that it's only 20 episodes.
Yo, Jin Sung Woo.
I just find it very amazing how in 20 episodes we get to the conclusion of finally rebirthing back to Stream 4. You know what? No. This is going to be tough.
And what you do, we have Jin Sung Woo on speed dial for 11. Yo, Jin Sung Woo, we need a favor for me. When they go to the grave, wake up Akira Toriyama and have him write another couple more scripts for the next season of Dragon Ball Daima. Can he do that for us?
Shit. Yeah, taking on your own cadence. I ain't trying to hear all this.
So Wally, he said you need to watch before you put your feet in your mouth.
Hey, look here, Eric. Ooh. The way how I see it, based upon picture description, it's telling a whole lot of eyes, baby. It looks like somebody's about to be in the cookie jar tonight at the cookie bar while getting some milk. Best believe. Okay, yeah. That's what you're selling to me right now. You're selling me cookie bar with some milk, and I'm about to get me some chocolate with some liquid.
No two ghosts are spotted. We need to milk and cookie bar sound. All right. And the cookie bar with the milk and cookies. If I know Ghost of Sparta, he would do it. It would sound real funny as hell. And you have everybody like, stop. So, next week, we'll have the name of the title of the show advertised on Friday night, hopefully ahead of time. We will work on that tonight. So, let's end this show before his computer get knocked out again.
Like the trolls that this mother-loving thing is going through.
Mm-hmm. So I'm happy to be here. Tomorrow I might try to be forced to be here. That topic was I don't want to be on.
What's tomorrow's show again?
Woman going after married. Unpacking the motivation.
It's simple. They want paper, and I'm willing to give them paper. I just want milk. Are we willing to exchange? Are we willing to exchange? If you want paper, I want milk. Give me the yams, and everything else comes along with it. Don't talk on the crumbs. Hey, look here. Hey, I don't choke on crumbs, but hey, don't worry. No pieces will be left alone.
That's not what she said.
Well, that's the whole point. That's why you gotta feed them afterwards.
Ghost of Sparta, you might well force him. Force him on the show tomorrow. Let him go on the show tomorrow.
I can't be here tomorrow because I got a movie review and a reaction to be a part of. So exactly, why do you think I can't come these last few Thursdays? Bates will start some shit now. Bates will start a little bit of shit. And look, I'm just saying, if you want cheddar, okay, fine. I'm your sugar daddy. It's okay. I just want some milk to add to my sugar.
And they say I'm the bad one. Ladies and gentlemen, they say I'm the bad one. I'm the kooky one. I'm the crazy one.
Hey, look, they say this in real life when I say this in real life. My brother's girl said this to me like, oh, shit, I know exactly who you are. And I'm like, Well, that has to be. I'm like, you're just like your brother. Oh, see, that is just messed up. How you know that? I live a different life than he does. We're two ultimately different people. I mean, don't get me wrong. I learned from him very much so, but no. But you know, I have a thing for her too. I told her I will come. There will be a day I have her. And look. All I know is the only thing that I'm channeling. I'm channeling is the simple fact of comedy and sarcasm. Ladies and gentlemen, have a beautiful day. Have a beautiful day.
So on that note, good night, ladies and gentlemen. No, it wouldn't mean a lot today.
I got one thing to say, ladies and gentlemen. Remember my name, Dallas Fireborn. I
AKA
always like to put a little
Wallen.
sizzle in the room. Can you dig it?
And I am CBN Tech Talk, aka Black David, aka Bear Paw.
AKA, if you touch him in the wrong place, he could have scratched you in your face.
That is true. On that note, good night. Be safe.
He's up.